Hello, welcome to the last week of Shorty September Sprints. It is 3 a.m. here, so bear with me. I did not go to sleep. I just have stayed up, and I feel like that is like the most tried and true method of being awake, either late at night or early in the morning, however you want to look at it. But I'm so excited to read some shorties tonight. I have just made myself some tea. It is very chilly here for the first time in a few weeks. So I have the space heater on. Let me know if that gets too loud. But I will be bundled up and reading, and I hope that everyone enjoys reading sprints today. I apologize again that I had to cancel the last British time zone reading sprints at the last second. But yeah, had a break in. But I just did a check of the house. No break in to so far. So I think we're good for today. Hello, it's so good to see you. I'm happy that I was able to do something that was more suited to your time zone. And I figured if I started an hour earlier, that would be maybe even better for you. On top of the fact that I've just been like waiting to start sprints. I've been doing better since the break-in, but I have gotten like a little bit nervous tonight. Like it's my first time like staying up late, and I don't know. I was just like so nervous that something was going to go wrong again. So I'm happy that everything is okay. Like, if I thought about things logically, of course they're okay. But yeah, I'm really excited to do sprints. Can you hear my space heater going? Is it picking up on the mic? Or is that okay? Because I can turn it off, but it's nicer with it on. And I'll put a little welcome question for everyone because I would love to hear about what shorties everyone has been reading. I think my favorite shorty so far this month is okay, perfect. My favorite shorty this month so far is Vampiricine, the climate change vampire novella, where the hook of it is that vampires are real in this universe, and it's like set in New York City, like in the leftist politics, podcaster, media personality sphere, and that vampires have a more vested interest in climate change because their lifespans will be more impacted by it than a single human lifespan. So it was interesting. And yeah, obviously my reading plans got a little bit derailed because I couldn't read for like a week. I was like so distracted and couldn't pay attention. But so that's like kind of what I'm thinking that I'm doing with my sprints today, is that I'm trying to finish all the things that I've started in the month. In my first reading sprints, I had started The White City by Carolina Ramkist, and I might finish that during the sprints today. It doesn't really sound like a good 3 a.m. read. Questionable too if Carbon Justice is the right read for 3 a.m. But this is about coal mining, I believe, or just mining in general in Australia, being a contributor to climate change here. I don't know, maybe nonfiction is the way rather than doing a lot of imaginative thinking. We Kill Stella. I don't know that I've looked this up yet. We Kill Stella. It looks like it's been translated with so many different titles. Oh, yeah. I can see why that would, yeah, it seems like a complicated themes. I also, during the sprints last week, I started the Bloody Chamber. And I think that how I'm going to consider this is like if I finish the title story, that'll just like cover the prompt for me, because I did like lose a week of reading. And then I also have some stuff on my Kobo as well. Yeah, that seems like it would be a difficult Shorty September if there's chunky books too. Although my goal was to finish House of Leaves in August, because I did not want to bring that into Shorty September. And yeah, I failed that. I haven't finished that yet. But I also didn't want to read it during Shorty September. So that's has to get finished like this week regardless. But I want to start my Halloween reading now. That's why I wanted to finish it in August, because I knew that whenever October came around that I was going to want to read different things. Yeah, I pulled up the Wikipedia article for it. I wasn't familiar with it already. It looks like it's been translated so many different times. Like I'm sure it's a classic that I'm just not aware of. I think that what I want to read is Homo Ludens by Huizinga. And it's like play and game theory. Ooh, that's like one of the like kind of like feminist transformation stories, isn't it? Am I thinking? I feel like there was like multiple horror stories about like women transforming, mothers transforming into things at the same time. I don't know. I'm not really like so set on what I'm going to read today. Like none of it sounds really like the right choice. Do you have any other Halloween reads that you're planning for? Is that like do you like themed reading like that? I feel like I just like do not have as much brain power right now as I would want to. So I think that this is almost like a light read, like not a very, maybe this more than theory is the right way to go. I've been doing 10-minute sprints. And so I think that I will do one of these. So it'll be a read until it's 20 minutes after the hour. and then I will turn on an ambiance, and that way there's something to listen to. Welcome back. How did your sprint go? I think this is maybe the right choice right now because it is kind of an easy read, and the tea is starting to hit. I think that a little bit of caffeine is going to go a long way in getting me more in the mindset for sprints. But this is just like there hasn't really been any new information so far about anything. It's just a lot of like speculation on um, who's responsible for climate change. How do we uh, try to distribute things justly? And it's like one of those like nonfictions where there's just like a lot of like questions in there, and it feels like almost like um, trying to make an essay a little bit longer. I don't, it doesn't feel very booky right now. It feels more like an extended blog post. So, in that way, it's not the best book ever, but I do think that it's what I need to be reading right now. I won't tell. I will not tell. I feel like I can take the banner off right now. The boss makes a dollar, you make a dime. That's why you hang out in reading sprints on company time. That's my motto. Uh, so yeah, I think that I got through like 20 pages, which is a pretty fast reading pace. It's like very big text, and there's not actually that many pages that are the text in here. So I might be able to get through this in reading sprints. I will definitely check it out. The name is familiar to me. I probably already have the cover. Yeah, I do recognize the cover too. That sounds interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize it was about a mother-in-law. I think I was confusing it with Night Bitch. Is I don't know. Sounds interesting. Like I wish I had something that I was like really excited to read right now. But like all of my other stuff is like pretty cerebral. Yes, hi Carrie. I started early because I did not go to sleep. I so I really could have started it a few hours ago because I've just been trying to uh waste time until it was time for sprints when I could have been reading. I get in like waiting mode. Like I can't do anything if I know that I have to be doing something soon. What are you reading? What's been your favorite shorty this month? Oh, or have any of them been big wins for you? Reading an anthology compiled by Alfred Hitchcock for Halloween-a-thon. I did not know that existed. That sounds very interesting. What novella are you reading? I don't think that I have too many shorties on my Halloween-a-thon, and I want to have more shorties on my Halloween-a-thon TBR. I think I only have one. Um, and like I have like some big chunky books, but I don't want to get slowed down because there's like so many other things to do during October other than reading. Like I want to be watching more movies too. Well, thank you. You know, usually I'm a little bit more committed, but I've been thrown off by the break-in. Like there was a whole week that I didn't really read, so I have not finished everything yet. Oh, another one that I have been enjoying is like for my comfort read. I'm reading A Bear Called Paddington, which is like the first of the Paddington books. And I've been reading it out loud to my partner at bedtime. And that's been kind of a sweet thing because, you know, when was the last time I really like read a book out loud? It reminds me of being a kid. Like my mom and I would read out loud to each other. Sorry, wrong number. This is the best thing about sprints is whenever people just like tell me more books to read. Is it the one by Rajesh Kumar? Because there's like not even a description for it that I can find. Bitter Honey. Carol Lewis and West by Kara Davies. Oh, well, that is exciting. I am like, I think that I'm going to keep going with this one for the next sprint. But if this one goes like other sprints have gone, then I will just keep cycling through different books every single sprint. Stories not for the nervous. I should put an Alfred Hitchcock movie on my watch list. I also don't really have that many movies that I'm like so excited to get to this Halloween. I'm excited to watch VHS Halloween. But I feel like I should do some rewatches, like rewatching stuff that I know I already love. Okay. Yeah, I'm putting that Stories Not for the Nervous on my TBR for sure. That sounds interesting. Oh, Ray Bradbury in there. Yeah, some other familiar names. I was planning on just reading a story a day for all of Halloween-a-thon, but they've all been pretty good. I have done that before too, where I say like, okay, I'm going to read like one short story in this anthology for like a readathon, and I do the same thing. Like either I just like abandon it after the first day, or I read all of it in one go. I do have a short story anthology, The Black Girl Survives, in this one that I am reading, and I have it on audiobook, and I think that it would be fun to have it be like one each day. I don't know exactly how many stories are in that one though. My favorite short has been by Helena Adler. She was an Austrian author who died 2 years ago at the young. Oh, Helena Adler. I wonder if she has any translated work. Yeah, I didn't know that either. I'd seen the cover before, but I wasn't aware. But it was one of Kelsey's, not Simon Slasher Kelsey's. Oh, I don't remember. Kelsey Sweetie. That's what her YouTube channel is. It was like her recommendation. It is YA, which like is not my usual horror reading, but I'm excited to read it still. I I should be a little bit more open with YA horror, I think. Because I feel like a lot of my favorite horror movies could be considered YA. Like, is Scream like a YA movie? I'm not sure. She's only got 2 novels published. Oh. Well, hopefully it eventually gets translated. Because that's, I would like to read it. Okay, we can start our next sprint. Maybe a 15-minute sprint. So like at 45, read till 45. And I will bring this back up. How long will you be sprinting for? I'm not sure. Like at least until 5 a.m. my time, which is in like an hour and a half, because I said that it was going to start at 4. So I want it to be like a good amount of time after like the expected start time. Um, so I'm not exactly sure how long I'll be sprinting. It depends on how my energy is going. I have tea. I'm trying to like recaffeinate so I can be awake. But it's mostly dependent on that. Okay. Hello. I didn't realize that I didn't even start the ambiance that time. That's okay. How did everyone's sprint go? I assume you're gone, but I hope your dance class is fun, is productive. You had originally passed on. Yeah, I know. And I just feel like if it's an anthology, then they're going to be short stories. And the things that don't really appeal to me about YA are probably not as prominent in a short story, like how there always has to be a romance in YA books. Oh, that's totally fine. What are you making for dinner? I have gotten 50 pages into this now and still feeling like it is basically just a blog post. Like it just, I would probably, I don't know if I want to just like DNF it, but right now it's like, I just don't feel like I'm learning anything. And also it's not fun. So it feels like some like introductory ideas about climate change, but maybe that's how they felt like they needed to start the book. Maybe there's more details, but I also feel like there are things that I was already aware of as far as like news stories, um, and like specific issues with mining in Australia. So maybe if you're keeping up with the news, then you know this isn't doing a whole lot more than that. I feel like it could have been even shorter, even shorter. But do I want to DNF it whenever I have less than? I only have like 80 pages left, so basically, like halfway through it. We just keep switching it up. Maybe I'll go back to the Bloody Chamber because I was enjoying that. I have not heard of this. Pick a color. I feel like Shorty September is like the month where I hear about the most new books. Interesting. It looks like it might be, yeah, it's a Canadian book. A nail salon owner as she tolls away for the. Interesting. I have never read a book that had like a nail salon in it, I don't think. I know. People like I've already looked up so many books this sprint, like every single sprint. I've been looking up new books. There's just so many. Oh, Pick a Color's not even out yet. It looks like it's coming out later this week. Ooh. I need to learn how to make sauerkraut because I used to buy sauerkraut whenever I was living in the US. That was what I wanted. Like it was like, I don't know, it was like the right amount of like tang and like crispiness. And whenever I buy sauerkraut here, it's like not crunchy at all. It's I don't know. And kimchi as well. I would like to learn how to make kimchi. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Um well then I'll definitely add that to my TBR. Pick a color. I like how like I'm looking at the covers and it's like has, I mean it's a Canadian book, so like color is spelled with the U in it, but then like the primary cover that they show is like the American spelling of color. I think that I will go back to the Bloody Chamber. Like, I think that this will get me a little bit happier than Carbon Justice. I really want to make a coffee, but I also really do not want to make a coffee because I do want to be able to go to sleep pretty easily after I finish sprints. How are you reading, Carrie? You said you were reading two different books? Are you going between them, or have you decided on one for sprints? I think 15-minute sprints are good for now. So yeah, I'm sure. I've never tried making any German foods before, I don't think. So I should look into that. Okay, I'm trying to do the math right now on when we read until. I might just make it a 19-minute sprint so that I don't have to do that math. All right. Yep. It's going to be an 18-minute sprint, so I don't have to do math. That sprint went by so fast. Did I think I didn't math right. I was, you know what? It's late for me. I think that instead of 18 minutes, it was like 8 minutes. But that's okay. I am really enjoying how this is written, at least. I don't know that it's, but I didn't I mess up that math? I don't think that I did that right. Um, I'm really enjoying how this is written, but I'm not sure how transformative of a story it is so far. But I guess I just didn't really know what to expect as far as like how they were like feminist retellings of fairy tales. Like this first one is like a Bluebeard retelling, um, and it appears to so far just be a retelling of Bluebeard. So I don't really know what the twist is necessarily, but I really like the writing style. Um, yeah, this is the first thing that I've read by Angela Carter. So I have a few more books from her on my shelf. So this makes me want to get to them pretty soon. I feel like I should go ahead and start another sprint because I definitely did not do that math right. Let's see. We can read until 15. How about that? Or maybe actually 20. Let's do a 20. Welcome back. How are your sprints? Yeah, I don't know if it's I feel like this is like maybe one of the only things that might be benefiting from how tired I am. Like, I'm in kind of a state of delirium where the writing is becoming even more like magical. So I'm really enjoying it. Like it's very transportative whenever my brain is like being able to be moved so easily. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like usually whenever I'm reading something like this, where there's like going to be some sort of like twist to it, I don't even enjoy myself in the moment because I'm already thinking ahead, like, what is the twist going to be? But because I am so tired, I am truly living in the moment and like actually just being able to just sink into the language. And it's really beautifully written. I will say there is been multiple instances of like casual racism in this, which I don't remember when this book is from. 79, like it feels, a little bit more dated than that. Welcome back to reading. You know what? I I don't mind being up late usually. Um I feel like I'm more tired than I usually would be. Like I think I'm usually okay with staying up late. And I wanted to hang out with people, and especially because I feel like most of the people doing Shorty September are based in Europe or UK, since it was originally um, done by Bert and Sean and Heather, being in Wales. So I felt like if I was going to do reading sprints, that it would not be fair to be doing them on like American time and not do them at during more European times. But unfortunately, that does mean that it doesn't line up with Australia that well. No, I actually I don't work at the moment. I haven't worked since I've gotten here. I really do need to start working again because the longer I wait to start working again, the harder it is to get back into it. So, um otherwise, no, I would not be able to do this. Really the only work that I do right now is that I do the podcast. So I do have to like do stuff for that sometimes, but we're not recording tomorrow. Uh, and yeah. So thankfully, no. No, whenever I was working in the US, like I could not stay awake past like 10:30. So no, this is definitely a luxury, a big luxury to be able to do this. Um so I have to like, seize the moment while I can. I Yeah, I just like I'm kind of like blown away by how much I love the language in this. Um Other than the casual racism. It is called No Cartridge, and it's been running for a long time by Trevor is like really the host of it. Um and he's been doing it since maybe like 2017, 2016 maybe. And the original idea was that it was about video games with like a critical theory. He has a PhD in literature and like comes at things from like a Marxist theory perspective. And then I co-host some projects on the podcast. So we do independent game reviews and GG No Reread, which is like our book club where we do a video game and a book in conversation, and we'll do video game movie reviews. So just like trying to do like critical talking about video games. And whenever he started it, there was like really no one else doing critical talking about video games and about like labor behind video games, like specific things happening at different companies. But now it's like very popular. So um, yeah, it's really only like, other than the book clubs that we do on YouTube, it's all like audio only. Like we don't do any like video podcast. So I think most people do video podcasts now, but we're a little bit old school. Trevor does a lot of stuff without me still, like interviews with people. So we've interviewed a lot of people. He's interviewed a lot of people, mostly like game developers. But we've also done like interesting random people. Like we interviewed Mark Hoppus from Blink 182 and just like talking about his experiences with video games, like games that he liked playing and just like other things like um, you know, I had questions about how Blink 182's music kind of intersected with a lot of like early internet gaming history, um, and like other musicians and things like that. So yeah, you might enjoy them. The games that we do are usually narrative games where it's mostly about a story, but you don't even have to like be familiar with the games, I think, to see how we're talking about them in conversation. But usually we're talking about the video games as like a narrative rather than about the actual gameplay. Oh, I don't either. I don't listen to any podcast. I never, like, I just accidentally happened to become being on a podcast. Never have really consistently listened to a podcast before. I like the Boulay brothers who host Dragula, which is like my favorite. It's like my only reality show that I love. And it's like a competition show, but it's like drag queens that are doing like horror themed drag. So cool, like really interesting art on there. I listen to their podcast sometimes, but otherwise I'm just like not really a podcast person. I'd rather listen to an audiobook. So um yeah. Do we like a 15-minute timer, 20-minute timer? What is y'all's preferred sprint time? I can really go either way. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are mostly like audio still. I guess like because I'm more on YouTube than looking at podcast on other things, that like I see the ones that do video podcast. Okay. Yeah, 20 I think is good too. Um I feel like anything shorter, and sometimes it's like hard to like get into it. Like by the time you've started reading, it's already time to stop reading. Okay, so we'll stop at 50. And happy reading. Hello. How are your sprints? I'm still enjoying this, although I do feel like the first story was the best so far. The one I'm on now is like a Red Riding Hood kind of story. I did have a question for y'all that I was just thinking about is like, are y'all doing all of the prompts? Because I'm wondering if you didn't read this, which I thought was like the most obvious choice, what retelling meets modern did you do? Like, what is it that's a shorty? I don't think I remembered to look up that one yet. I don't. Bitter honey. Oh, there's a few. You told me the author though, didn't you, earlier? Bitter honey. Carol Lewis. There are so many books called Bitter Honey, apparently. Welsh Book of the Year. Maybe I'll have to add it onto my TBR for the next hour-a-thon. Gentle and Tender novel about the power of forgiveness. Welsh Book of the Year. Or Drift was the Welsh Book of the Year. This is okay. Well, I've not read anything by her. Also, did any of y'all do the hand-me-down shorts where you annotate a book and pass it to a friend? Because I have not. I wanted to do something like on the sprints where we could like annotate a poem or something together. Like I thought that would be fun, but just with everything that happened, I'm just trying to make it. So I'm sorry. Maybe next year. I think that would be a fun idea. But also it's like you don't know if people, like usually when people come to sprints, they're wanting to read the book that they brought to the sprint and not necessarily like use sprint time to annotate a poem that they may or may not want to read. But I could annotate part of this because this is really my partner's book. If there was anything to annotate, but he was actually, I think, most of the way through this as well, and was kind of saying the same thing that I said, where it just like wasn't giving a lot of new information. It was just kind of like an overview. Westford. Oh, do you know, has someone already, like, are you annotating it for a specific person or you're just annotating it and then seeing who might want it? Do the prompts, but I don't have one for that prompt yet. Go with nonfiction instead. Yeah, that's. I know I watched some TBRs, but I just don't remember what else people said too. Used a buddy read for the annotating prompt. Let me see. Maybe that's what I could do because since I'm reading Paddington to Daniel, that's kind of like annotating. I'm annotating it with my my vocal inflections, that he can see how that I'm taking things. I do have a special Paddington voice, although I just feel like the Paddington in the Paddington movies is like my Paddington. I guess because like he's not really as popular in the US. I wasn't even really not that I didn't know who Paddington Bear was, but I never grew up reading the stories, or I guess there's like animations of it. Like I didn't have a schema for for what Paddington was like before watching the movies. Oh, that's wonderful. Did you get an annotated book already, or is it like you get it after the month is over? You know what? I feel good. Thank you for telling me that a buddy read is kind of like annotating a book. I think so. I do have like a lot of asides whenever I'm reading it. It's very sweet, and it's very much like the first movie. Um, there's so many books. I don't know what all Paddington gets up to in the books, because again, I've only seen the movies. Oh, Fanny, Rebecca F. John. A retelling of Les Mis. Interesting. I've never read Les Mis. Have you read it, or you're just like familiar with the story already? Not on this level of delirium. Truly, I'm just like trying to stay awake. It's also so cold. Um, it has not been this cold at night in a few weeks. Actually, since the night of the break-in, that was like the chilliest night that it's been in a long time. Um, Daisy has come in here uh, because she's always tucked under the covers with me ever since like winter started. Even though it hasn't been that cold, she still like tucks under the covers with me every night. It's very sweet. But now she's like parked herself in front of the blow heater because she is so spoiled. My Paddington voice is kind of just like an imitation of gosh, what's his name? I'm so tired. uh, who does his voice? Ben Whishaw. Oh, I love Ben Whishaw. His voice in the movies, I think, is like perfect. Just like the right level of warmth and whimsy, I guess. Curiosity. I'm such a fan of the movies. Like we rewatched uh I mean, we saw Paddington in Peru, of course, in theaters this year. Cried. I mean, I cried throughout it, but like the whole like last 10 minutes I was just like bawling in the theaters. Everyone else in there was just parents and kids. We we rewatched the first one, and like from like the opening scene I was just crying the entire movie. I don't know what about his sweet face does it for me, but yeah, I love Paddington. um what other prompts do I still need to do? I've read at least partially from everything that I'm supposed to have done. But I have like a lot of half finished things. They'll get finished at some point. What did y'all read for oh my gosh, he's so good. Like whenever I think back on like Cloud Atlas, like there's obviously some very like problematic choices that they used in the movie. However, his performance in that, so good. Bright Star, that was so good. He's like so good at playing like a tragic character. So I think it's like very sweet that he's so good at Paddington. I also love him as like Q and James Bond. Like he's so good, and I feel like he's underutilized because I think he's been really good in everything that I've seen him in. Oh, I've never seen the Perfume movie, and he plays Granui in that. I Isn't he? Oh my gosh. I need to watch the Perfume movie, even though it has a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. But I loved the book. So, what an interesting cast for Perfume. Ben Whishaw, Alan Rickman, Dustin Hoffman. You mean like that he's self-selective on stuff? I haven't seen any of his shows. Like I haven't seen This Is Going to Hurt or Black Doves. Hmm. He has like a yeah, an interesting aura to him. Okay, we will add it to the list. We need to start a new show because we are like at the end of everything. Like we're watching Only Murders in the Building right now, and we watch Jeopardy every day. Jeopardy just came back on, so we have that to watch. But we're at the end where we haven't started a new series yet. I do want to like restart X Files. Like I think that's a good long term project, but we need like other stuff going on. So Black Doves. I will Let me make a note of that so I don't forget. Daniel's been saying that he wants to watch This Is Going to Hurt, so maybe it'll be a Ben Whishaw spring for us. Dead Boy Detectives. I remember hearing something about this. What do I know about this? Oh, I think what I know about it is it's like somehow connected to Neil Gaiman. Uh, London Spy. No. I've only seen those movies that I was talking about. I've just loved him in them. That's what I remember Cloud Atlas being like. He somehow, yeah, he has that aura. I think I cried during Bright Star as well. London Spy. Okay. I have missed out on like a lot of British series and television. Um, Daniel's seen more of it just because it's more popular in Australia than it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just found it. Yeah, I don't know how he's connected. It's somehow connected to Sandman. Somehow wrote it. Um, but it also looks like it's been canceled. So I actually am more likely to watch something if I know it's like done. Like even if it was like canceled in its prime. Okay, do you want to do another sprint? I I know that I'm like flagging a little bit. I'm trying to stay high energy, but I don't know that I'm doing y'all any favors. it's also at the point, like, I don't know if y'all get where you're like ready to take your makeup off, but my makeup has been on all day and I'm like, oh, I cannot wait until I get to wash my makeup off. You know what? I will, if y'all are voting for that, then thank y'all so much for being here. I'm sorry that I am not more awake. I had planned to like nap earlier, but we had to like do some stuff for Daniel's mom. So uh it's just been like all day. And I had like a long run today and I wanted to go to sleep after that. And so yeah, it's just I appreciate y'all being here so much. I'm so sorry that I had to cancel the last one because I really looked forward to this. And I'm, yeah, I'm glad that I got to do Shorty September stuff with other people. So, yeah, I appreciate it so much. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your evening, night, etc. Rest of your September. Um, oh, that's too kind. It's truly nothing. But yeah, I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.